Hey everyone, I'm Amanda with ALSD, and we've started a series called My Mile High Why. And so we've come to the experts, those that live, work, and play in the city of Denver, to get us really excited about next summer's Premium Experience Conference. So tell us, what buildings, sports, non-sports, arts, whatever, that catch your eye in Denver, and perhaps why.
I think historically people don't think of Denver as a like architecture forward city, but we've got some really cool things that are popping up lately. I have to say one of my recent favorites is the new Populous Hotel. That's a
Isn't it so
video
crazy?
game building. It's pretty cool. You should check it out for anyone who's coming to visit. Certainly, if you're here for the conference next summer, it's a really cool spot. They've got a beautiful restaurant on the ground floor with a little like coffee cafe bar, as well as a rooftop. So pretty cool spot. It's interesting though. Denver does have a lot of really beautiful historical architecture. And I don't know if there's any like one building in particular that I could pick out, but I would say that there's so many beautiful historic neighborhoods in Denver, and that's what I really love to go, just kind of like walk around and see. And we've got a plethora, like from Park Hill to Washington Park to Cheeseman Park. All of them are really good representations of historic architecture in the city.
Now, that Populous Hotel, it's spelled different. It's not you guys, right?
It's not us, not to be confused. It throws a lot of people off.
I was confused because somebody said we should host a happy hour there. And I'm looking at this building, which is so it's got like these
Yeah.
pores in it, and we'll put a picture up here and show everybody what it is. But I was like, wait a minute, did Populous design that, or is it spelled different or whatever? I would claim it as your own. It's that cool.
Yeah, I should start claiming it, but no, unfortunately, that one's not ours, but it's fun to go look. It's not too far from our office, so
Oh, there are so many good options. You've got your classic cash register building, which really defines the skyline in an iconic way. It's from the famed architect Philip Johnson, and it's just really unique and sets the skyline apart. There's also just really amazing gems throughout the city. A lot of times museums like the Clifford Still Art Museum is one of them that may not be as famous as the Denver Art Museum that's right next door. That's a little bit more of a Starchitect's building. This is a little more of a hidden gem, but beautiful architecture. And then, of course, sports related, I have to say Coors Field is just a great example. A little biased because Populous designed it 30 years ago, but it still holds up today, and it really has that historic architecture feel that's located in the heart of downtown. So it has that urban connection, which really was the catalyst to redevelop and revitalize that historic Lodo district that it sits within. So I think that that's a great example of how a sports architecture building can really anchor as a destination in the city.
Let's do another one that's coming up soon, maybe in generalities. We're going to talk Denver Summit FC, a new NWSL women's venue that's going to be built, and a brand new club in that league. So tell us what you can about the growth and development of women's sports in general, and perhaps how Populous is leaning into that.
I think what people don't realize is what a hotbed Colorado and Denver specifically is for women's sports. When the team was announced, we were actually, I want to say, the largest metropolitan area still existing in the United States without a women's professional team. Um, and as it stands, I mean, we've got, fantastic universities around the area, such as like DU and CU Boulder and CSU. So it's really a hotbed for, women athletes who are up and coming and who are moving into a professional level. We also have a tremendous amount of youth who are in, various soccer organizations around the city, and there it was just primed and waiting to happen. I'm honestly a little bit shocked it didn't happen sooner. But it's going to be fantastic, especially, with the club putting the financial investment behind dedicated facilities, both the training facility and of course the stadium. When it opens up in 2028, it's going to be only the third purpose-built women's professional stadium in the U.S. behind, of course, CPKC in Kansas City, and the Boston Legacy FC stadium, which will be online, I think, right before us. So it's going to be huge. I mean, this sends a message to the women and young girls and boys in our community that this is something that Denver is really proud of and we support fully. And it's really cool to be a part of it and just see the excitement around the city. Like everyone is talking about it. I was even, funny story, I was in London 2 weeks ago for work and I was sitting in a pub one night having dinner. And of course, the group behind me is from Denver. And I noticed it
No.
and I heard them talking about it because they were talking about the women's stadium. So it just tells you like, how far reach this is outside of our, local region of Denver and the Colorado area.
You guys, architects, designers, those in your space, you always seem to know the cool spots in town. I don't know how or why, you just are all very cool people. So, what are some of these other hidden gems to eat, play, and entertain in your experience? You said 15 years you've been there, right?
Here in the downtown area, there's a lot of really cool spots, both classic, iconic, like Union Station, which has also gone under a revitalization since I've been here in the last 15 years, where they've renovated the historic train station. There's a lot of really cool cocktail bars in there. And then close by, this is, I guess, a hidden gem that you may not know if you are not in Denver, is a little cocktail bar called the Cruise Room. This is actually the oldest bar in Denver, in the oldest hotel, not too far from Union Station. And this was a bar that opened up immediately post-Prohibition. So it's this, vintage Art Deco era. It's really dark and unassuming. And if you don't know it's there, then you probably would not stumble upon it. But it's
Cruise
very
bar?
Cruise Room.
Cruise room. Okay. And how's cruise spelled?
Um, I think like Cruise, like a cruise ship.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to check that one out. So I think afterwards we're gonna do a little bit of all these little hidden gems that you guys give us in this interview. We'll put together a list of all the cool spots, but I think I will be one to frequent the cruise room, that's for sure.
I'm hesitating sharing this because I know as soon as I do, like more people are
Right.
going to find out about it, but happy to do so. Gosh, there are a few. I would say one which might sound like pretty obvious is Red Rocks.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that you have to go there if you come visit. But when we're talking about hidden gems specifically, I think a lot of people who aren't from Denver, or even some who are in the city, don't know that there's actually a beautiful restaurant at Red Rocks, and it sits right underneath the amphitheater. I had the pleasure of being part of that project a few years ago, and it's beautiful. So highly recommend going and seeing that. It is open during concerts, so pro tip, if you want to go grab some food and a drink before a concert, definitely recommend that. Shiprock Grill, make sure to go check
Yep.
that out. Some other areas, man, I'm a big fan of brunch and just various cafes, which Denver has plenty of. Couple favorites personally, Honey Hill, which is in the neighborhood that I live in, which is Park Hill. It's a charming little coffee shop. They're open for breakfast and lunch. They even have some cocktails for after hours, and ice cream if that's more your thing. And they've got
Both.
just like, oh yeah, it's everyone's thing, right? But they have a really beautiful patio, great food. So that's a popular hangout for my family. Acreage at Stem Cidery, which is maybe 25-30 minutes outside of the city. It's this really cool cidery, beautiful restaurant, delicious food, but it's pretty much like 270-degree views of the mountains,
Oh,
and it's
wow.
gorgeous. Totally go see it for a sunset. Highly recommend.
Is there anything else that we should know about you or Populous in Denver as we get ready to host there next summer?
Well, Denver is just a great place to visit year round. So I think there's also just a lot of opportunity for being outside. So I think getting outside is something a lot of people want to do. There's a lot of cool rooftops in town. There's a lot of great, as you mentioned before, breweries. It's a big cultural element of Denver. There's just a lot to explore. Sports, outdoors. There's a lot of people that are very active and just want to be in it, both in the city and getting outside in the mountains.